Hey, it's Jeff Walker, and I recently got a question came in on the blog. It was basically, Jeff, can you just, I got your book, I loved your book, but I can't afford your high-end training. Can you just put out like a more inexpensive product, like for $47 or something? And this question it's a question I've gotten a lot over the years. And so it just came in, I thought I would address this in a video for you. So this is the deal. If you look at my business, last year I published my book, Launch, and that sells on Amazon for like $10 or $11 or something like that. The Kindle version is probably like $7. So that's pretty inexpensive. But before that, the most inexpensive product I had was generally Product Launch Formula, which sells for $1,997. So basically my business looked like this. I had free, I gave away a lot of free stuff like this video, and then I had really expensive stuff. And in fact, if you think about it, this is, Product Launch Formula 1997, and really it was free, it was free, really expensive, and really, really expensive, which was like, in my masterminds, which are anywhere from $20,000 to $35,000. So I've got basically free, really expensive, and then crazy expensive. And of course, expensive is completely, it's a subjective thing because, there's people, that, well, I have one of my platinum members, and he made a really expensive, what he thought was an insanely expensive offer, a $10,000 offer. And this is not a market where you think that people spend $10,000 for stuff. And then he had someone not only buy a spot, but buy a spot for his wife and fly in a private jet. And for that person, $10,000 for him or $20,000 for him and his wife was not expensive at all. So it's all relative and it's all based on your personal experience. For me to spend $2,000 on training these days, not terribly expensive because I've gotten to the point where I have massive leverage. So that's one thing, is to always remember that pricing is relative for each person, and it's relative to the value. I just had, in one of my PLF calls, someone just told me about their first launch, did $120,000. This is like just out of the blue, $120,000. So is it $2,000 for PLF expensive? No, it's not. Not for that person, not relative to the value. So I'm always a fan of competing on value instead of price. Because if you compete on price, someone is always going to come in lower than you are. And so that's why the low end for me is free. And I give away a ton of great free content. I like to say that my videos, my free videos that are basically the pre-launch content for Product Launch Formula, but my 3 free training videos it's the second best product launch training in the world. Product Launch Formula here for $2,000 is the best training there is on doing product launches, especially online product launches. But the second best training in the world is my free stuff. So I like to give tremendous, amazing value for free, and then that justifies charging what some people might think is a higher price. And then if I can build great value and someone can do a launch for $120,000, then maybe they'll consider stepping up into my even higher end offers where they get to work more with me one-on-one and in small groups, and then could join my masterminds. So that's a little bit, it goes back to something my friend Evan Pagan talked about. He came up with this term. It's called move the free line. So let me just write that one down because this is a great concept. He calls it move the free line. And this term is often misunderstood. So I just want to walk through it for you really quick because this is some powerful stuff, and it's what I have essentially been doing. This model of free and expensive and more expensive, that's what I've been doing that for 20 years, nearly 20 years online. I just stumbled onto it. I didn't know what I was doing, but this move the free line is really important. So if let's put dollars on this axis here, and then down here is the value of your free stuff, your value of your free content. Okay, and so if you're giving away some content the value of your content is pretty low down here. Well, let's just draw it like that. And if the value, so right here, you're just giving away some pretty lame stuff. You know, it's a one-page PDF with just some trite quotes or whatever, just pretty lame, or you're just giving away some lousy video that's just really just a sales message and nothing else. You're not giving away much value. Then your ability to command high prices is over here, which stay blue. You're not going to be able to get much in terms of pricing. But if you take that free line, this is the free line, and move it this way, okay, and you start to give away some really high quality content, then all of a sudden you can start to charge higher prices. It will build the value in the marketplace. And then if you move that free line even further over here, and you know, in my fantasy world, that's what I think I do with the content I give away for product launches. And if you want to take a look at some really great free training on how to do a product launch or a business launch, then go to productlaunchformula.com and put your email in there, and eventually you'll get my free videos, and you'll see it's some really great training. And so once you can start to give away you start to give away fantastic training, then you get up into being able to charge more and more and more. So the higher quality content that you give away for free, the more you can charge. That's moving the free line. And then there's just one other piece here about charging higher prices, and that is that it's who you will attract as your clients. And generally, as you move up here and you start to charge more, you attract better clients that do more. You know, that's not to say that you're a better person if you have more money to spend on products. What it's saying is that people that invest more in their future, they invest more in their business, they invest more in their hobbies, often they will be the people that take more action. So like if Product Launch Formula was a $27 ebook, I'd have thousands and thousands and thousands of people download that and never open it up. But because, where'd it go? I lost my 1997. Because I charge $19.97 for Product Launch Formula, I get a much higher percentage of people actually go through the training and take action. That's not to say everyone does, because no matter what you do, whether you're selling mountain bikes or guitars or business training, there will be people that buy from you and don't take action. That's just the way of the world. You know, I've got a lot more guitars than I actually ever play. That's just the way the world works. A lot more people buy 4x4s than go off-road in them. That's just the way people are, the way the world works. But the thing is once you can start to charge higher prices, you will get higher compliance. Compliance meaning people will actually take what you're giving them, take your product and put it to use. And frankly, over the long run, well, first of all, it feels great. You know, it feels great when I hear back from when I heard that person that did that launch that did 120,000, that was like the greatest, that was like the highlight of my day, highlight of my week. It was awesome. So it feels great when people take your work and put it to use. That's one thing. But it also builds my business, because for every person that goes out and does one of those launches, that gives me a case study, it gives me a testimonial, and that person will go out and tell other people. So the more compliance I have, the more people I have taking action, the better for my business. And when you charge the higher prices, that will happen for you. So that's why I don't have a $27 ebook on product launches. That's why I like to charge higher prices. And generally, in this kind of business, where we're small micro businesses, you will do better charging higher prices. You just have to build the value. You have to build the value of your free stuff to justify the sale, and then you have to build the value within your product so it really is making that impact. And once you start to do that, life gets a lot easier. There's only, Walmart does really well competing on price, but there's only one winner if you decide to keep competing on price. But if you look to compete on value, then there's lots and lots of winners. And in this kind of business, you never want to be the person competing on price. You always want to compete on value. So I'm Jeff Walker. If you're watching this video anywhere else besides my blog at jeffwalker.com, head over there And I'm going to be in the comment, scroll down, leave a comment, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear, we went pretty deep on this. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I'll be down there in the comments. And yeah, let's go get them this week.